This time, I'm off with Hoos on an Italian road trip.
Whoa! Look at the stuff in here. I told you. This is great, man.
Sadly, the hire car place is out of Ferraris. What's that?
Geezer's talking to me Italian. He said, van. I went, yeah. Next thing, I got this.
I lay my hand on some super rare Italian World War II kit.
600, grazie.
Prego.
And I give a buyer of a 300 grand German troop carrier the bumpiest ride of his life.
Hold on your hat.
I'm Bruce Crompton. I buy, fix up and sell old military kit.
What sort of thing are you looking for?
€1 million.
Yeah?
Sounds like a deal. Hoos is my right-hand man. He keeps an eye on the cash.
We've got to make a profit on it.
Ex-Para Freddy is my weapons expert.
Warren! Go, Daddy, go! Yes.
Twins Nick and Phil run the workshop. There ain't a military machine out there they can't fix.
Don't say that! Don't say that!
There are worse jobs.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. This is a place to have a gaff, isn't it?
Definitely.
I'm in Venice on a picking trip, my very own Italian job. In the past, Italy's tended to be neglected by collectors of military relics, but that's beginning to change.
I wish I could start every little picking trip like this, I've got
Well,
to
it's
tell you.
good to be able to mix the business with pleasure.
Look how beautiful this place is, and this place is brimming with history.
I love Italy, though it's a sad fact that fascism was born here. The thoroughly unpleasant fascist dictator Benito Mussolini was in power 10 years before Hitler. And when the gruesome twosome got together as allies, it was here, in beautiful Venice, that they met.
During the Second World War, this place was so beautiful that both the Germans and the Allies pretty much agreed that it wasn't to be bombed or destroyed, and they both kept the bargain.
That was until the very end of the war, when the sneaky Germans started using the port to bring in supplies. So the British were forced to attack Venice harbour. And thanks to the skills of the RAF, Venice remained intact.
It's been a lovely few days. It's spectacular here. But the Mad Turk is going to be turning up very shortly. If I can pick up some nice pieces, it will just seal this little trip off nicely.
Nice.
A nice couple of days, seeing the sights and buying leather goods to keep my good lady happy. But now it's down to business.
Right, let's go and find Hoos.
My plan is to buy Italian stock while it's affordable and hang on till the prices go up. But I won't be buying anything if the man with the money doesn't show.
He said he'd be here half hour ago.
Probably having an ice cream somewhere.
He's probably having a few ice cream stuff down there.
Yeah.
Right, take it up.
Hoos! Where you been? Been eating ice cream, haven't you?
Bruce, I've been looking for you for hours, mate.
Well, this is the square. You can't really get lost here, can you?
Said the square. Look at the size of the square.
Now Hoos is here, sightseeing's over and the real fun starts.
A dealer friend of mine, Jan Luger, has set up some meets for us over the next few days to look at some really good Italian items. Italian stuff, for some reason, seems to be going off the scales at the moment. Right, Sue's all sorted out, got a flight booked, I've got a cab booked for her and everything. I'm giving up my Sue to spend a few nights with you.
You called me.
See you later, mate.
See you guys
soon.
later. Have
Ta-da,
fun.
mate. Come on in.
Let's go to business, mate.
My Italian friend, Gianluca, has set up a meet with two merchants of Venice, father and son military dealers, Alessandro and Jonathan Targetti. They have a little family business trading in Italian Second World War bits and bobs. But with canals instead of streets, finding the meeting place is a bit tricky.
Where are we meeting them?
Well, here, this Fondamentale Nani. Apparently there's a little square here.
Well, it's got to be down here, isn't it? This is the road, isn't it? Or the river.
We'll go down here, we'll wait down here. Well, listen, this has got to be the little square. We might as well just wait here from... What were they called? Tagliatelle?
Tagetti.
Now, I'm used to rummaging through car boots in car parks. But in Venice, they do things different. When in Rome, as they say.
Yeah, that's him.
Or is he just waving at you?
No. Signor Targetti, yeah?
Spaghetti.
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 Well, they've got some swag. I'm Bruce, pleased to meet you.
Ciao, Bruce. Nice to meet you.
This
How
is
are you?
Hoos.
I'm
Hello.
Hoos.
I'm Bruce.
How are you?
Ciao, Jonathan,
Pleased to meet
fine.
you. Pleased to meet you.
Thank you for coming. You've bought some pieces for us, yeah?
I bring leather Italian helmets.
Oh, right. There's a tanker's helmet, yeah?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So this is World War II, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What it was, it's to protect your head while you're inside the vehicle, because you hit something metal and it hurts.
Most Italian tanks were made by Fiat, and most in World War II were out of date. In 1940, Musolini ordered his tank battalions to invade Egypt, but the British gave them a right going over. Across Egypt and Libya, 400 Italian tanks and 130,000 troops were captured. So Italian tanks, not up to snuff. But the hats are nice.
I've not seen one of these. It's interesting. What sort of price would that be?
I think I can do 200 euro for that.
200 euros?
Yeah.
Right, 200 euros for that. Not even going to argue. Thank you very much. It's a very nice start, you know. You've got to get that in your case, or you can wear it on the plane.
180 quid is a bargain price, and when you're offered a bargain, there's no need to haggle.
So these other pieces, they look very interesting. Hitler, Mussolini.
Made in America as a
Right.
propaganda.
So they're ashtrays, are they?
Yeah, for cigarettes, yeah.
It wasn't hard for the Allies to turn Mussolini and Hitler into figures of fun. But the Allies needed their soldiers to hate the great dictators. So they were encouraged to stub their fags out on their ugly faces.
What sort of price would they be?
I think they're expensive. I can do 300 for both.
300.
Yeah.
That is expensive. Yeah, I mean, they are a novelty item. I can't really justify 300. I mean, 250 is a good price.
Too little profit for me. We can do 270.
All right. I mean, what do you think?
For a bit pricey, but if you can get a deal, because I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
They're different, Hoos. I think they're very interesting. OK, 270.
Thank you.
Sir, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
250 quid for a couple of ashtrays might sound a bit steep, but these things are unique, or at least very rare, and rare is good.
Now, what else we got?
This is really very nice. Letters for U.S. Army soldier
Yeah.
to ship to parents in the United States to say Merry Christmas from Italy. As you can see, you have Italy.
Yeah.
Design.
Very, very nice. Now, this would have been mass-produced. Obviously, it was paid for by Free Army Post, so you would write a small message on here, and it's a Christmas card.
Yeah.
On the bottom of these standard issue Christmas greetings, it says V-mail, which for me is V interesting. Soldiers would write their messages on V-mail paper, which was then copied to thumb-sized microfilm to be enlarged again at the destination. That way, 150,000 V-mail letters could be transported in a single mail sack.
Very nice. I like this type of thing. What sort of price would this be?
Then, what is the best price we can do? 100 for whole together.
For the whole lot?
Are we going to be able to sell it on?
Yes. I like those, and I ain't even going to argue. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir. Very interesting. It's personal, and it's from Italy. I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy.
At roughly 3 quid each, I should be able to double my money on them. And if they don't shift, I won't have to buy any Christmas cards this year.
Listen, thank you very much for the items. Very, very happy with these bits and pieces. And it's been really nice to meet you. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Very much. Oos, let's get wrapped up and get away, mate. Come on. Time's money.
That's a nice warm-up for my Italian trip. But before I move on to the next pick, I've got to get on the dog and bone to Blighty. I'm trying to flog a German armoured troop carrier called a 251 to an Australian museum. But there's a flaw in my plan. Freddie hasn't finished the restoration yet. A working one should look like this. Ours looks like this. We've been working on it off and on for 6 months, but it's still in bits. And the buyer wants to test drive it in 2 weeks' time at a military fair in Holland.
Hello?
Freddie.
Yes, mate.
Hi, Bruce.
Right, listen, 251.
It's got to be ready for the military fair.
He won't buy it unless he's driven it.
We're going to pull out all the stops, but, I mean, it's going to be really tight.
No ifs or buts.
It's got to be done. Yeah, I mean, we're putting every hour we can into it.
Don't let me down, mate, all right? All right, bye.
I've got a lot riding on this cell. It's cost me thousands in parts alone, let alone the man hours, but fully restored, it's worth a whopping 300 grand. Having landed some lovely Italian World War II gear in Venice, I'm now hitting the road. I'm off to see my good mate Gianluca, who lives just outside Venice. Where are you, Oos? But I've made a schoolboy error and left the transport to the Mad Turk. What's that?
I've had no choice.
What are we going to look like turning up in a camper van? Terry and June go picking? Where's the van?
This is your van.
I can't believe this. Right, let's just go, because we're running late. And let's just say, I'm not a happy camper.
What you got this for?
Bruce, mate. I wanted a van, but I could not hire a van. The next thing best for a van was a camper van. The geezer's talking to me Italian. He said, van? I went, yeah. Next thing, I got this.
The only thing is now, as you're driving me at locations, you'll be able to nip back and make me a cup of tea.
Not many people think about Italy during the war, but some of the stories of what happened here are incredible. Mussolini, like a lot of fascist bullies, liked to dress up and swagger about. But it was all talk and no trousers. He was defeated in Africa, then Greece, then Sicily. And then, when Italy started running low on food, the Italians had had enough. So in 1943, Mussolini was arrested and Italy changed sides, declaring war on Germany. So Nazi paratroopers had to rescue Mussolini from his prison in the Apennine Mountains. And he spent the rest of the war in the north of Italy, protected by German troops, where he still pretended to be in charge.
Try and pull up anywhere, all right? OK, all right, let's go and have a look.
All right, let's go. It's got to be up there, isn't it?
Well, he said it's the industrial premises, but it's not his house, so...
All right, this does look like it, Bruce, doesn't it?
Gianluca and I go way back. I've bought loads of stuff off of him over the years, but I've never been to his warehouse.
Gianluca! Oh, yeah. Hello!
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Whoa!
This is
Look
the
at the
place.
stuff in here.
I told you.
This is great, man.
This is incredible. Gianluca wasn't boasting about what he's got. These warehouses are packed to the rafters with Italian stuff dating back to 2 world wars.
Hello, Gianluca.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Don't do shopping.
Ciao, Bruce.
And you, hello. This is who?
How are we doing?
Nice to meet you. Gianluca, you must have thousands of items here. Can you show me what's for sale and what's not for sale?
It's all for sale.
All for sale, OK.
Music to my ears.
This you sent me photographs of. Very nice, yeah?
It's an Italian tractor.
Which year is this?
It's 43. Well, it's a very good artillery tractor.
SPA, did they become Fiat?
Yes, in the after war.
SPA and Fiat were based in Turin, and between them they built almost every Italian vehicle used in the war. This tractor was designed to pull heavy artillery and carry a 5-man gun crew and ammunition. It was used by the Italians and Germans in Africa, and the big wheels helped it get through all that desert sand.
And everything's complete inside, yeah?
Complete inside with the original seat.
Seats, yeah? That's really nice. It's in beautiful condition, Gianluca. How many Italian vehicles do you see running around in the UK?
You don't.
You don't, do you?
No.
Gianluca, what is the possible price for this?
Is 55,000 euros.
55,000 euros. So this is for sale, yeah?
If you like.
Yeah, I like it.
I can
Don't worry.
say it.
Yeah. I like it.
Bruce, for the budget, I think it's well above what we're here to do.
Absolutely, I totally agree. That's why I'm going to get you to take some photographs, right? If we can get that moved on before I purchase it, happy days, all right?
Fine. OK, mate. I'll get on with that now.
I know a dozen collectors back in Blighty who'd bite my hand off for that tractor. I don't even have to do any work on it, so I can make a tidy profit with minimum effort.
OK, well, let's leave that a minute and move on to some other bit,
OK.
because there's lots of stuff I want here.
All right.
Gianluca, you've got plenty of things in here. Who's? It's one of your old girlfriends.
Bruce, what the hell are these?
They're Pith Helmets, by the look of it.
They're what? Pith helmets?
Are these Italian?
Yes, for the war.
As with the Allies, right, the British, the Italians were also in Africa.
Like Hitler, Mussolini desperately wanted an empire, so he invaded Ethiopia, or Abyssinia as it was also known. Now, Italian fascists, like their German counterparts, love to dress up, so they went round in fancy colonial uniforms and pith helmets. But Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie was no pushover. Ethiopian freedom fighters and the British Army kicked them out in 1941, which I imagine is why these pith helmets look so new.
Try it on, come on. It fits you, you actually look quite presentable with that.
And comfortable.
Well, it is. It's designed to be comfortable. I think probably these are cork as well, cork. Do you have many of these? Do you have many of these? Look at those. These are hundreds of them. Gianluca, what are the price of these?
The price of this is 100 each.
OK, so if I took 10, how does 600 euros sound?
No, 600 is too low.
OK.
I can give you a 750.
Listen, job lot, I think it's worth it.
OK, I'm not going to argue.
OK.
Thank you, 750. So, yeah, nice.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we've come here for. Right, well, we'll take those.
That's great. Italian stock is only going up in value. I'll sit on them and they should more than double in price.
Who's Gianluca?
What's up, Bruce?
Come have a look at this.
What do you found now?
Gianluca, is that military?
Yes, it's the Italian military sledge.
It is, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Could we have a look at it? Possible to get it down?
Yes.
Yeah?
In northern Italy, the Alps form a natural border, so Italian armies were equipped for mountain winter warfare, including army snow sledges. These sledges would have also been used on the Eastern Front when Mussolini sent troops to help the Germans.
That's fine, Gianluca. So this would have been used by troops on the Russian front and in the Alpine, yeah?
And the Alpine France.
OK. For one horse or two?
One horse only.
One horse. And what do you think? You could deliver presents with this at Christmas, couldn't you?
Mate, it's interesting, 'cause I've never seen nothing like this before.
I've seen these in numerous publications with the Alpine Corps. So the Alpinis, they were a very good unit, yeah?
Yes, very strong fighter.
Yeah.
Known for their Alpine felt hats adorned with a black raven feather, the Alpini are the Italian Army's elite mountain warfare troops. But Mussolini landed them in it when he sent them to help the Germans out in Russia. These fighters, used to mountain peaks, were suddenly exposed on Russia's flat plains facing Russian tanks. Around 50,000 Alpini troops were sent out, but just a handful returned.
Anything associated with the Alpine Corps is a good spinner for us, trust
Yeah.
me. So would this be expensive, Gianluca?
Is 800.
800. Would you take 500 for it, Gianluca?
No, 500, no.
No?
600, 600.
600 you'll take. 600, grazie. signor.
OK, prego.
Very rarely do items like this turn up in the UK, so I reckon I can make a profit with bells on.
OK, that's another thing done and dusted. Let's move on, see what else he's got here as well. There's all kinds of toys down here, Bruce. Have a rummage around, see what you can see here.
What the hell is this? Is it a gun?
It's a water gun.
Huh?
Water pistol.
Water gun.
Really?
Yes. It's for the Austrian private guard after the war.
After the war, security guards weren't allowed to have real guns. So they basically give them a water pistol, but it squirted ink. So when you got ink all over you, you could be spotted.
I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
Sure.
If that was pointed at you, right,
Yeah.
right, in
Yeah.
the dark or whatever, you'd think that was the real thing. Then if you got a lot splodging of ink in your mints, right, you'd be, you know...
I know we said only Italian, but this has really interested me.
Gianluca, what is the price of this?
Is 400.
How much?
400.
It's a water pistol.
Yeah, sure. If you don't want buy, it's okay for me. Don't worry.
What do you think?
300?
350.
Yeah, 350.
I'm happy with that, because I like that. I'll tell you, that is interesting.
No, very nice. That's... Yeah, I like that, Gianluca. It's, that's definitely a bit of you, isn't it?
Thank you for that. That's impressive. I'm going to keep that with me.
It doesn't look like Oos is going to let me sell that on, so he can pay me back by acting as my security guard.
Gianluca, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. The material's fantastic.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks, Gianluca.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
After such a successful pick, I think I deserve a little treat. But also, I've got to get on the blower and see how Freddie is getting on with a German armoured vehicle I'm trying to flog.
Freddie. Yeah, listen, how's that 251 coming on? Is it running? I don't care how many hours you're doing, mate. Have you got the tracks on? You've got to get the tracks on. No, it's a bit of breaking up there, bad signal. We're doing 20-hour days as well. You're breaking up, you're breaking up. I'll leave it to you, mate. Don't let me down, mate. Right, ciao, 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 Freddie.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. I've been working with Lewis day and night to get this half-track ready. The wheels are on, and now we need to fit the track. We've got to make sure these go in between the gap on these wheels. The track comes in separate links that have to be pinned together, creating a loop around the wheels. Right, that's that one done. Right, ready. Spanner. Tea. 8 cups of tea and 2 packets of biscuits later, the final link is ready to be attached to complete the loop of track. If you lift that bottom one up,
Yep.
see how much we got first.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 1. Lift it up. Lift it.
Yeah, I am lifting.
Pull. Have you counted these?
No, you counted them.
I didn't count them.
Oh,
Right.
because I thought
Count
you
them
counted.
up. Count them up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're building this without a manual, using just photos and experience. But there should be 56 links on this track.
56.
Well, that's right. We have the right number of links, but they just don't join up. On a disaster scale of 1 to 10, this is a 12.
Go on, push. Get you back into it. Come on. You right?
It's always last thing in the day, isn't it?
Can we not just shoot off home and do it in the morning?
No, Lewis, we've got to get it done, because he's got to sell this, and if he don't get to sell this, then you ain't going to get paid. Lewis and I are working round the clock trying to finish restoring a German troop carrier that Bruce wants to sell at a military fair in just over a week's time. But we've hit a massive snag. The 70-year-old track won't fit around the wheels, and if the vehicle isn't a runner, the sale won't happen. This wheel's moving up and down. That's trying to lift the whole track up. Right, stop. It ain't gonna work.
If they were doing this in the field, would it be jacked up? Because surely the body...
See, I mean, there's a reason I wanted you to come and work here with me. With the vehicle jacked up, the lower wheels are hanging down. Lowering it to the floor will reduce the circumference of the wheels, which should bring the links together. Right, let that down nice and gently, OK? Look at the track coming up already. Oh, look how slack that is now, down there. Oh. Right, how close are we now? Ready?
Yep. Oh, we're there. Oh.
Right, let's get this pin in, and then let's get out of here.
Come on, Dad. Oh. Get in.
The tracks are on, but there's still a lot of work to do if we're going to get this going in time for the military fair.
It's day 3 of our Italian road trip, and Gianluca has set me up with a collector near Bologna who might be willing to sell to us.
What a lovely view, mate.
We're heading to Bondino on the River Po. This is where, in April 1945, the Allies joined forces with thousands of Italian soldiers and resistance fighters and launched their final assault against the Nazis. When they crossed the river, Mussolini knew the game was up. He hopped into his Alfa Romeo and made a dash for Switzerland. He got close to the border, but was caught by Italian partisans near the village of Dongo and promptly shot. The retreating German army surrendered within a week. When the Germans retreated up here, they had to go over the Po River, and they had to get over it quickly, so they left tons and tons of equipment in this area. So there's really rich pickings. Bonadino, here we are. So this guy, right, he's a friend of Gianluca's.
Have you ever met this geezer?
No, never met, but that's a part of the fun. We've got to meet new people, experience life, you know what I mean?
Nice little road there.
Pull up there. That's it. One of these along here. Marco? Could be in here. Oh, Marco.
Fine.
Marco, my name's Bruce.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Marco.
This is Hoos.
How are you, mate? Yes.
Gianluca telephoned to say okay to
Yes,
see
he
you.
telephoned me.
Your collection is here.
It's there if you want.
Can we have a look?
Please.
Thank you, Signor. I'm told Marco has some quite unusual items, and he's very kindly laid them out like a picnic. He's organised, isn't he? Look.
Yeah, it's all
Mine-
packed up.
Really nice bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's got some nice stuff, hasn't it?
Please. Yeah, look.
The spectacles. No.
You look good in them.
Unbelievable.
It's these everyday items that remind us that war was about more than guns and bullets. This is very nice. Very, very nice. So look, he's got everything in there. Soap, polish, boot polish. So each soldier would have his own wash bag. Do you have an office here?
Yes, I
office?
have.
Could I see?
Yes.
A Nazi officer's vanity case might seem a bit odd, but the Nazis, like the Italian fascists, did spend a lot of time in front of the mirror. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, look.
That's in good condition.
Now,
Look,
yeah, look at that.
That's
Look,
mint.
look at that. It's wonderful, look at that. Everything is in here. Look, the razors, razor blades, toothbrush down there, OK? And look how neatly it all fits in together, look.
Unbelievable.
I've seen these before. Watch this.
No,
Yeah,
for shaving.
shaving brush.
Unbelievable.
I know it's not Italian, but again, the Italians up in this part of the world fighting with the Germans would have had similar things like this. It's very, very nice, very nice. The strutting peacock Mussolini always kept his head shaved to hide the fact he was going bald. But he was paranoid about assassination attempts, so he'd frequently change barbers, and one even had to shave him at gunpoint. Not ideal for keeping a steady hand. I like things like that. Marco, price? Quanto costa?
About 300.
300? Yes. 300. Well, I've got to tell you, mate, we're going to set the ball rolling here, and I ain't even going to haggle with that.
Worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, 300. 300. Yes. Marco, thank you. That's very nice, thank you.
300?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
250 quid for a wartime wash bag is a good price. And if I can find the right buyer, I should be able to clean up. That's wonderful.
Well, let's have a look around and see what else he's got. We've got a nice bike over here, mate. This one here.
It is a nice bike, mate. Again, really nice. And believe me, getting really, really hard to find. Remember, OK, a lot of people think that all the German army was motorised. It wasn't. Horse-drawn and bicycles. Italy's eccentric Bersaglieri regiment was one of the first to use folding bikes. Apart from bikes, they're also known for wearing flamboyant hats and always jogging on parade. So apart from looking ridiculous, they were probably knackered the whole time as well. You see these attachments on the bike? This clamp here is for the K98 rifle. That would slope down there. That's the butt goes in there. Now, these items here are very, very hard to find now. At the end of the war, when there was no fuel or anything, every civilian who wanted to be mobile would get a bike. Well, the first thing they did was to demilitarise them. These were the parts that were stripped out and thrown away, which makes these two pieces worth as much as the bike, right? You see he's got a Zeltbahn, a poncho on the front. You could have a gas mask on there. You could put a complete set of 3 ammunition boxes on here. So many different things they could carry. Is possible for sale? Quanto costa? Or?
The price is 2,000.
2,000?
Yes. That's steep, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit too much, mate. A bit too much. It ain't bad, but it's a bit too much. Could I say 1,000?
No, it's impossible. Sorry, it's impossible. No.
No?
It's impossible. Too low.
No?
Ah, too low.
1,200.
150.
1,500. 1,500.
Yeah.
That's a good price, mate.
You happy with that?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Than't you, sir.
Thank you very
Lovely.
much.
I'm tough for that. Really nice. If I can accessorise this bike with some extra Italian wartime kit, I should be able to peddle this to somebody who dearly wants an authentic World War II military vehicle, but can't afford a tank. So he's got loads of stuff here. Machine gun cans here.
Is it all right? Take a look in here. Yeah, okay.
Oh, just give me a hand here. What's that? That's a Zeltbahn. Pull that out. Oh, have a look. Take that out. That's Italian camo. Open that up, Bruce.
What do you mean camo, Bruce?
Right. Listen, this is obviously a tent or something.
Right.
But, right, see this? This is Italian camouflage. This is really cool, mate. It was the French army that started modern camouflage in World War I, when they realised their red hats and blue coats stood out like a sore thumb. After a crushing defeat by the Germans, they created a dedicated camouflage unit. Not to be outdone in the camo fashion stakes, the Italians introduced the first mass-produced camouflage pattern in 1929. It was so effective that German units operating in Italy adopted it for their own use. This particular form of camouflage they liked for some reason, and you see many of the tank crews and people from the 12th SS and the 1st SS with uniforms made out, jacket and trousers made out of this material. This is really nice.
So you're really interested in this thing?
The fakers that fake SS camo and that sort of stuff would give an arm and a leg for this, right? Because it's real cloth. These fakers will take a piece of original cloth and fake trousers and jackets. Now, SS camo, some trousers can go for £10,000.
How much?
Now, I'm not saying the Italian camo ones do, but they would take this material, cut it, make absolute perfect copies and sell them as originals for a fortune.
Let's not big it up too much, yeah?
Listen,
Because we're going to make the bid for it, mate.
I know, we'll find out. Scusa, quanto costa this?
500.
500?
Yes.
It's a tent, man.
Sorry, but it's 500.
It's nice, but...
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Not nice, wonderful.
250?
No, sorry. No.
Best price?
450.
450. 400. 400.
Okay, 400.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's all.
You happy with that?
Right, that's really nice. 350 quid is a good price for this camo tent, and it will never end up in the hands of a faker. If I pitch it to the right collector, I could nearly double me money. Right, who's put that on there? Marco, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
It's been a
friend.
pleasure. You have a
Welcome.
wonderful collection. He's riding home to England. Thank you, Marco.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
See you later. Oh, yeah. I'm riding it home, bruv.
I've had to say arrivederci to sunny Italy. I've had a fantastic couple of days and bought some amazing stuff, but I've had to jet back to Blighty for some pressing business. I've set up a deal to shift a newly restored German half-track known as a 251 at a military fair in a week's time. It could pocket a cool 300 grand, but the buyer won't bite unless he can drive it first. Freddie!
Yeah, Bruce.
This ain't our 251 for Millitracks, is it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You said you'd have it... You promised me.
Bruce, I've been day and night. I must have done about 200 hours of overtime.
I'm now panicking because I got the Australian coming to Millitracks to buy this. I told him it'd be the best one he's ever seen, and it ain't done.
Just been one nightmare after another. Part of the belly arm was slightly bent, so I had to take the engine out to refit that. It's just been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and...
Honest answer, yes or no, is it going to be ready for Millitracks?
Honest answer, Bruce, no. There's no way this is going to be ready in time.
That has really put me in a bad situation.
It's not going to happen. This
Right,
ain't going to happen.
I've now got to come up with plan B. This is an absolute disaster. I promised I'd take a running half-track to show museum owner Rob. He's a VIP client and my reputation is on the line. The only solution I can see is heartbreaking. The pride and joy of my personal collection is a 251 that the twins immaculately restored after I found it in a scrap heap in Austria. I don't like it, but I'm going to have to flog that instead. If I have to sell this and then replace it with that one for the time being, that's what we're going to do. I ain't going to let the client down. Let's get this out, get it properly checked over. That's what we're doing. That's the solution. I can't lose this sale. Millitracks in Holland is Disneyland for fans of World War II vehicles. Collectors and enthusiasts come from all around the world to drive a huge array of motorbikes, trucks and tanks around its 500-metre circuit. When it comes to German World War II vehicles, it's the biggest event on the planet and the perfect location to show off my half-track to Rob, my Australian buyer. Freddie! Freddie!
Right, Bruce.
Oh, right, listen, mate. She looks lovely. What we need to do is get it warmed up so it runs really nice, right? Goes round that arena and it runs beautifully. He will smack my hand and I'll have a deal. He's going to be here in 30 minutes. Is it running all right?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's all done.
Start up, let's listen, come on.
Is it choking?
Yeah. That's full throttle.
Joking. That sounds terrible. I don't Adam and Eve it. My buyer has flown halfway round the world to drive my half-track and it ain't even working. Listen, I'm having a panic up here. I thought you said it was lovely. I've got a guy up here in 30 minutes. Listen, I've got to have this running. Do what you got to do, because I'm now having the old guts playing up. Right. My buyer Rob has got the largest collection of tanks and armoured vehicles in the southern hemisphere. He's not somebody I want to let down. And just my luck, he's turned up early. Rob!
Bruce.
Hello, mate, all right?
How
Nice
are you,
to see you, all right? Good.
to see you,
Looking
yeah.
well. How long you been in?
Oh, not long. How's the 251, really?
Mate, absolutely awesome. You're going to be absolutely amazed with it. I think it's driving around somewhere. But I was just going to grab some chips.
Turn it off.
It wasn't all running on all six. It's just...
I'll check the leads, but oh, hang on, this one's a bit loose. Oh, that ain't going to help, is it? There's the problem. One of the spark plug caps is cracked. Instead of the spark going to the spark plug, it's going to be going up to the block and not firing. The good news is we're at Millitracks. If there's one place you can pop round the corner and buy a spare spark plug cap for a World War II Hanomag Sonderkraft Fahrzeug 251, it's here.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Right, let's go. Bruce is on the way with his buyer, and if this cap doesn't work, sparks really will fly.
Rob, have a look at this now. Look. Max, Freddie, is Rob. Max, show Rob round it. So, what's the score? Is it done?
Well, it was a spark plug cap. I've literally just put it on. I don't know if it's going to work.
Just run it up. Keep your fingers crossed it'll run, right? Yeah. All right. Once I hear that half-track start up, I'll be able to relax a little. Try it then, Freddie. Listen to that.
Sounds okay.
Sounds beautiful. Listen, that sounds lovely. Rob, what do you reckon, mate?
Looks the part, so let's go for a ride.
I hope Rob is equally impressed with her handling. He'll only buy it if he likes the ride. Away you go, Freddie. So what do you reckon, Rob? Look, goes like a dream. Handles beautifully, you know.
Very nice.
You can't phone up and get one of these off the shelf.
It's nice to have a vehicle in this condition, Bruce, that's in good running order.
All running order, all original parts. This armoured troop transporter was the half-track workhorse of the German army. It could carry 12 people, and its tracks meant it could be used across almost any terrain, with a top speed of 53 kilometres per hour. Hold on to your act!
Nice. Very nice.
Ain't bad, it's 70 years old.
Lovely vehicle, Bruce.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I'm glad you appreciate it. Right.
Very impressed.
Rob sounds like he's going to bite, but before he sees something he likes better, I'd better seal the deal. So what do you reckon then, Rob?
Yeah.
I mean, she does look good. She drives
Very
lovely,
nice.
as I
Very
said.
nice.
All there, all original, and runs and drives exactly how I said it would. What do you reckon?
Well, it was fantastic, Bruce. It's everything you said it was. Well, let's not beat around the bush. It's a 251.
Right.
Let's say we are 251,000.
Listen, I know if you take it, it's going to go to a cracking home, but it's got to be for the right price. And I know what I put into this just with finding the original parts. I could come down to maybe, you know, 310.
If I said to you 290 and we'll do the deal.
And I'll get to use it in Australia.
When you visit, you can drive it. Okay.
290.
290.
Okay. All right, I think that sounds like a celebration. We'll
Okay.
have a beer and crack the deal.
Sounds good to me.
After you, Rob. Come
Thanks,
on.
Bruce.
It breaks my heart to say goodbye to the half-track, but I've made a fair few grand on the deal. Let's hope I don't have a half-track shaped hole in my collection for long. What a corker of a week. What started as a bit of Dolce Vita with my lovely Sue. What a lovely place.
Ah, it's stunning, isn't it?
Turned into a profitable Italian job.
Whoa,
This
look
is
at
the
the
place.
stuff in here.
I told you.
This is great, man.
And I sent a client home to Oz with a smile on his face and a hole in his pocket. 290.
290.
Okay. This time, I uncover plans for the D-Day Invasion. I don't just want to see them, I really want to own them.
Minimum is 10,000 euro.
There's a bumpy landing for a D-Day Dakota.
Oh, it's bouncing, isn't it?
And I turn into a D-Day Daredevil. But things go slightly wrong.
I hope that one ain't Bruce.
I'm Bruce Crompton. I buy, fix up and sell old military kit. What sort of thing are you looking for? €1 million. Yeah? Sounds like a deal. Hoots is my right-hand man. He keeps an eye on the cash.
We've got to make a profit on it.
Ex-Power Freddy is my weapons expert.
Yes.
Twins Nick and Phil run the workshop. There ain't a military machine out there they can't fix.
There are worse jobs.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. June 1944, D-Day. This stretch of coast saw the start of one of the largest naval air and land operations in history, Operation Overlord. With Germany stretched fighting the Soviets in the east, it was the Allies' best chance to free Europe from the dreaded Nazi yoke. 156,000 men crossed the Channel and many landed on 5 beaches in northern France, including this one, Omaha Beach, immortalised by Hollywood films like The Big Red One and Saving Private Ryan.
So this is bloody Omaha. This is where the Americans got absolutely minced into a meat grinder. And 70 years ago, this place would have been hell on earth.
Many men weighed down by equipment drowned as they jumped from the landing craft. Others were shot dead before they reached the beach. There were almost 10,000 casualties. An enormous human sacrifice, and yet so much depended on their success.
Everything started from here. The liberation of Europe, the freeing of millions of people started right here.
When people think of D-Day, they think of the storming of this beach right here. But to make this invasion possible, there was an army of unsung heroes behind the scenes.
It's the stuff that went on behind the frontline troops storming the beaches that I'm interested in. The supply people, the mechanics, the mine clearers.
I want to find items that tell the stories of these unsung heroes.
Before we know where we are, it's going to be the 75th anniversary of D-Day. So if we can increase our stock of anything to do with D-Day behind the scenes, it's going to be well worth the trip.
I'm not after guns and helmets, but the unusual items used by people that made D-Day possible.
I've got a friend with a museum just behind the beach here, and he reckons he's got some behind-the-scenes of D-Day type equipment, so I'm really quite excited about seeing what he's got.
My mate Nicholas Lelou has one of the best museums in the world, specialising in the D-Day Invasion, just behind Omaha Beach. And to keep his exhibition fresh, he doesn't just buy items, he sometimes sells them.
I mean, this is amazing. Nicholas, good morning to you, sir. Long time no see. How the devil are you?
Morning,
okay?
how are you?
Yeah, nice to see you again. This is Freddie.
Hello, Nicholas.
My colleague.
Nice to meet you.
Listen, before I say anything, I've got to say what a fantastic museum you've got here. I'm really impressed. But it's the Omaha D-Day landing things that I'm really interested. You said you maybe had some items?
I have a few things, yeah, I can show you too. Wow, what's it got in here?
What's that, an old rope? An old tow rope?
This is a complete rope for a glider.
So this is a horse glider tow rope?
Yes.
Right?
It could just be any bit of old rope.
No, it ain't, mate. That's the communication cord.
Yes.
Right? It goes right the way through the rope so that they can talk to the towing plane.
Yeah, that's from Pegasus Bridge, huh?
Ooh.
In the pitch black of midnight, before the D-Day beach landings, a series of planes towed 6 gliders containing a platoon from the British Airborne Division on a mission to secure the vital Pegasus Bridge. If they failed, waves of soldiers soon to invade would be exposed to heavy German reinforcements. The glider pilots communicated to their planes to unhook and drop their tow lines, and then silently dropped behind enemy lines to take Pegasus Bridge. Their mission was a startling success, and this communication tow rope could well be from one of those gliders.
This is a behind-the-scenes item because this is a part of the equipment that towed the guys there. So it's part of the whole getting the troops to Normandy. Yeah, I couldn't wish for anything more interesting. Dare I ask how much this would be?
It's really something rare, 6,000.
6,000 euros. Yeah.
That is money for old rope.
Yeah, it's money for old rope. I really want this. It's really interesting. If I said 4,000, how would that be?
Can we go for 5,000?
Split it. How's that, yeah?
Okay.
4,500, yeah? I'm happy with that. That is a bit of airborne history, mate.
This isn't just a rope, it's a valuable bit of history. Never again will war be fought like this. I can't imagine how terrifying it must have been in one of them gliders.
This is very, very special, and what I wanted you to come here. So this is a complete set of documentation on D-Day preparation in Omaha Beach. This is a maps.
Oh, blooming hell.
Top secret maps, complete detailed maps of the whole Omaha Beach.
I'm gobsmacked. This is something I've never seen and never thought I'd ever see. An actual, authentic Allied battle plan for D-Day.
All these red marks are the obstacles on the beaches. Yeah. Printed on 12th of May. Huh?
These are incredible. Oh, just looking at that, that's a photograph.
Yeah. People must have taken these in the build-up to D-Day.
That's what these are.
In the submarines, aircraft.
This is a culmination of everything to put as much information
onto a map so that the guys that were assaulting the beach had as much information as possible. D-Day was more than the soldiers who stormed the beaches. It involved around 2 million soldiers from 12 different armies. Much of the detail in this plan came from spies and resistance fighters risking their lives. Incredibly brave men and women with nerves of steel. Mines reported every 30 feet. 3 rows. I mean, everything's here. Shows you the bunkers, ditches, tidal currents. Effective preparation and planning for D-Day made the difference between victory and defeat, life and death.
There's much more, as you will see, but we will need more space.
Oh, right. Wow, look at that. Now, these are not pictures, they're drawings.
In a landing craft, you can pick out a landmark.
Yeah.
If you know you've got to land in this area, you can use that landmark as a reference point.
I mean, this pinned up on the wall would make an unbelievable piece of historic information. Nicholas, it's been fantastic to see these, but I don't just want to see them, I really want to own them. So, do you have an idea of price? What sort of price you think these would be?
Minimum is 10,000 euro. Minimum.
10,000. Struth! I could have funded my own invasion for that sort of money.
This is very, very rare, Bruce, especially complete, all complete.
Could I say 7,000?
I would not accept anything below 9,000.
9,000. 9,000 euros for something this historically interesting done. This is more than a D-Day memento. It's a precious little bit of history. But I've got a far bigger bit of behind the scenes of D-Day history due for delivery back at base. So I'm rushing back to Blighty. Here, Phil, Nick, come and have a look at this. You ain't gonna believe what's turned up here.
What's that?
Look, just come and watch what's turning up. You got to guess what it is.
Oh, wow. It's a lorry.
It is a Dakota, the most iconic aircraft of the Second World War. Unbelievable. I can't believe we've got this thing, right? Look at it. This is the rear end of a Dakota's fuselage. Not just any Dakota. This one is known to have actually flown on D-Day itself. 900 of these dropped over 25,000 troops on D-Day. I mean, for me, this is just marvellous. The name Dakota actually stands for Douglas Aircraft Company Transport Aircraft. It started life as a DC-3, designed by the aviation engineer Donald Douglas in the 1930s, and it revolutionised air transport. When the war started, it was modified so that it could tow gliders, and a large cargo door was added at the back to carry vehicles. This is a bit of iconic airborne history. I mean, it's not just the guys that flew it, it's the people that made it, you know?
Yeah.
These things were predominantly put together on production lines in America by women.
The ladies in the factories would have done all the riveting on this. Huge war effort from the ladies.
I want to put it back in the original colours that it was in the Second World War when it was delivered. And, you know, it's all about, like, paying homage to these guys. Cause...
Well, that's good. I thought you might want to hang it up in the shed.
Well, hang on a minute. I've got to tell you. What a cracking idea. And we could have a paratrooper jumping out of it. What a homage and, an honour to be able to do that for the guys that flew this air. Oh, it's a great idea, really.
I surprise myself sometimes.
Yeah. Listen, honestly, that's a cracking idea. Go to the top of the class. Restored and painted in its D-Day colours, this will be a perfect tribute to the brave men and boys who maintained, piloted and jumped out of this plane. So, let's get started.
Nice one. Looked into that, didn't you? Yep.
I'm on the hunt for unusual items that will tell the story of the hidden heroes of D-Day. The army of people working behind the scenes to make the invasion a success.
Some guy, I haven't seen him for maybe 15, 20 years, phoned me up out of the blue, and he was saying, I met this old geezer the other week. He's still driving a tractor that he was given in World War II.
The soldiers who scrambled onto the Normandy beaches had to fight through German defences and barricades. But you can't do that with your bare hands, so they use special military bulldozers. So this could be a gift.
So who are we actually meeting here today?
Well, we're going to see a guy called Owen, but he's getting on a bit, so I've been in touch with his granddaughter, Jo.
Right. Hello? Hello, mate, I'm Bruce, pleased to meet you. Hello, mate, I'm Bruce, pleased to meet you. All right, this is Freddie.
Hello.
All right.
Owen is the grand age of 86 and worked a farm as a lad during the war.
How comes you've got this one, then?
Ex-army.
Oh, it's ex-army, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Can we have a look? Can we pull the cover off?
Yeah, of course, yeah,
have a
that's
look.
fine.
Now, Freddie, this is where your expertise comes in. Hang on. Oh, Freddie, look at this. Fantastic. Very nice.
The continuous tank, or caterpillar track, was pioneered by an American engineer called Benjamin Hull, who started the Caterpillar Company. He built thousands of these dozers for the Allies, and they were invaluable on and just after D-Day. Not just breaking through German beach defences, but for clearing roads, towing vehicles stuck in the sand, and thousands of other things. The US Army didn't want to put Caterpillar out of business by flooding the home market with ex-military dozers. So many of them, like this D4 dozer, were left behind.
So do you know what year it is?
It was 1940 on the clock, but you see, I went to the war.
Right, OK.
Ex-army, you see, they came back and they reconditioned them.
This dozer has a second engine called a donkey engine, which is used instead of the battery to start up its hefty 4-cylinder, 35 horsepower main engine. Does a donkey engine start on the key?
No. Got a bit of muscle.
Huh?
You got a bit...
You got to crank it over.
That starts on a rope.
Oh, mega. Like starting an old car with a hand crank, this dozer starts the same way, except you use a piece of rope. It sounds simple, but I've never actually done it. Oh, Owen, you're going to have to come and give us a hand with this, because I wouldn't know where to begin.
For start, you want your rope, and you put your rope round the pulley.
Yep.
There's your choke, there's your throttle.
Yep.
And then your bendix is here.
The what?
Bendix.
It's not easy. The dozer's over 70 years old, the instructions are in thick Sussex English, and the starter is a piece of string. Right.
You got all that, Freddie?
Now we've got to wind the rope round, yeah?
Wind the rope round it, yes. It's got to come in this way, you see. You put it through there, you see.
Yeah. And now we just got to pull it.
That's you should pull it now, and it should go.
There you go.
OK. Ready?
Yes, go on then.
Call me Freddie, the donkey whisperer.
Owen's been using it on his farm for years, which has kept the engine ticking over.
Sounds great. How do you turn it off?
Put that right down and pull this out.
It's not bad. You don't have to shout.
There aren't many of these dozers left, but to me, the guys that drove them on the Normandy beaches were as heroic as the guys with guns.
How much are you going to ask for it?
Well, I think it's got a lot
Sit down and talk to Uncle Bruce.
It's got a lot of sentimental value, hasn't it,
There's a lot of sentimental value there.
That's 50 quid.
A bit more than that.
Come on then.
I think probably about 7.5 grand.
Whoa. Good job I'm sitting down. That's quite a bit more than I thought.
Right.
Listen, it's nice, don't get me wrong, and I'd like to buy it, but I seem to feel that £5,000 is the right price for this.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we was hoping for a bit more, weren't we, Grandad?
A bit more.
Didn't we? A bit more than that. So maybe, say, 6,000?
6 grand.
Yeah.
Got yourself a deal.
Lovely.
That'll do it with me.
That's a fair price for a wartime D4 dozer. I can make a decent profit selling it on, but I confess it would break my heart to see it go.
I'm very happy. That'll go to a nice home. That's the good news. The bad news is Freddie's got to drive it home.
Good luck.
It's a lovely day.
Right, let's get this thing painted. Bruce has acquired a section of fuselage from one of the iconic Dakota planes that actually flew on D-Day, and we're restoring it to what it would have looked like on that day. What colour we got? We got this olive drab colour. If you're choosing a colour for the kitchen, you're not likely to choose olive drab, but for a Dakota it's perfect. The Americans used olive drab in the First World War. It's a mix of black and a browny yellow colour called ochre, and it's exactly how this plane would have looked on D-Day. You can do the messy job. All right. That's not bad coverage, is it? That's pretty good. What do you reckon? Let that coat? That'd do. Yeah. So yeah, we got green in this section here, and this whole section back here will be the black and white stripes, won't it? That's it. The D-Day stripes. To defend D-Day troops from the Luftwaffe, Allied anti-aircraft guns were trained on the skies. But they didn't want to knock out their own planes. So Allied aircraft used in the D-Day operations were painted with large black and white stripes. It didn't work so well the other way, and Allied bombers accidentally killed hundreds of their own troops during the Normandy invasions, including Lieutenant General Leslie McNair, the highest ranking US soldier to be killed in Europe during the entire war. Everything done?
Yeah, done that.
Give us a hand with the masking on the other side.
Yeah.
That's turned out really well. That's going to look really good when it's all finished. I think Bruce will be happy with that.
With the D-Day Dakota, D-Day D4 Dozer and other D-Day items, I'm doing well. And today I'm off for more D-Day delights down in Dorset.
Who's this guy we're going to see today?
He contacted us by email, and apparently he's moving his museum from here to France.
An old Dorset contact of mine called Gary Stern has decided to start a war museum in Normandy. But he has more D-Day artefacts than he can use, so he's invited me along.
Oh, how are you, Gary? All
I'm
right?
great, thanks. How are you? You
Yeah,
okay?
fine, really busy as normal up the wall. Is the stuff here?
Yeah, it's just up the road, but it's on a private estate.
All right, listen, we'll just follow you then.
OK, superb.
Cheers, mate.
Gary's got much of his kit already in storage, and like a lot of collectors, its location is top secret.
Blooming hell. Dear, you've got some tackle in here, haven't you? Blooming hell, Gary. Do you know what's in here? Can we pull some of this out then,
Yeah,
Gary,
pull it
just
out.
to see what the score is? So what are they, Gary? Egg cups?
Yeah, they're German naval egg cups. They're marked, German property marked on the bottom.
When the Third Reich came to power, they took control of the country's porcelain factories and got them to produce everything from toilets to egg cups for the Wehrmacht. But from the get-go, fresh eggs were in short supply in wartime Germany, so it was powdered eggs all round, which is why these egg cups look unused.
How much are these, Gary?
Well, retail's 8 to 10 quid each.
If I had a few, you'd do me a deal, don't you?
Of course I can, yeah, I can do.
How much for a dozen?
75.
75 quid, yeah? Lovely, ain't even going to argue.
Nothing to do with D-Day, but I love items like this. Fascinating bit of history and affordable to collectors who are just starting out. Gary's lockup is stuffed. There's bits all over that catch my eye.
Oh, hold on, that's a control panel for a glider.
I want that.
Where you go, Bruce? That's handy.
So's that. What's that up there? Another German helmet?
Yeah, it's a Luftwaffe one, that.
I could go crazy here, but it's D-Day stuff I'm after.
I know what I've got that you might be interested in here. It's a military medal, but this one's been issued to a guy who was the first tank to hit the beach on D-Day.
No.
Yeah, and here's his certificate for his exceptional service, and it says, in command of a flail tank, his was the first to touch down at HR on D-Day in Normandy.
That's incredible.
The Normandy beaches were laced with thousands of German landmines, which killed and maimed scores of Allied soldiers. To clear a path through them, flail tanks were used. These would literally flail the ground with spinning chains to set off mines. Kind of a cross between a tank and a combine harvester. Incredibly scary and dangerous to drive. Being a flail tank crew on D-Day took guts.
Is that possibly for sale, Gary?
It's not something I'm going to sell, no, unfortunately. Oh. I want to keep it for the museum, and I think that's where it belongs, in all fairness.
This is the problem with trying to do business with a museum curator.
Right, but is there something I can buy you?
OK, I've got 3 rare fanny uniforms here.
No giggling in class. The First Aid Nursing Yeomanry, or fanny, started off as a unit for female nurses.
It was a First World War unit that went on into the Second World War and did a lot of spying in Europe for the Brits.
Those charming fanny nurses were transformed into deadly secret agents working with the Special Operations Executive. They acted as assassins, spies and saboteurs behind the enemy lines. 13 of them were captured and murdered by the Gestapo.
Lots of them became very famous after the war for their bravery, but these were the uniforms that they would have worn on service in England so they could blend in as military personnel.
These uniforms are perfect examples of unsung heroes working behind the scenes of D-Day. Fanny agents would have risked their lives to provide valuable information for the invasion, maybe even for those detailed D-Day plans I've just bought.
And what sort of money would they be?
They're 250 a jacket.
So you're saying 250 quid? There's 150 quid each.
I'd need a bit more than that. I think 200.
So 600 for the 3, 550 for 3. Good.
575.
You're hard, man.
OK.
I don't know if I'll ever make a profit on these, but such is the unimaginable bravery of the women who wore these uniforms, I've just got to have them.
Gary, I'm chuffed with that, mate. Really been a really good pick, hasn't it?
I'm on the hunt for unusual items that relate to anything behind the scenes of D-Day. Just like my lovely D4 dozer that my Sue's taking delivery of.
Lovely. And we can take it off backwards through that way, yeah?
While Sue handles everything back at the farm, Freddie and I have come to North Wales. I've always fancied learning the language, and Freddie's secret hobby is sheep shearing. Only joking. We're going to see an old friend of mine called Joe. The guy has got an art of gold. If you're looking for the more unusual items connected with D-Day, Joe's your man. He gets really nice stuff. I've been dealing with Joe for years, and he's well known in the militaria circles for laying his hands on the quirkier items.
Give him a toot.
Joe!
Hey!
How we doing, my friend?
Great, long
time
time
no
no
see. You keeping well? Nice to see you, mate. Listen, this is Freddie.
Hi, Joe.
Nice
Freddie,
to meet
how are you?
Joe's house is so round with kit, he's had to buy old shipping containers to store the surplus. And there's nothing I love more than surplus.
Have a look at that little lot. I weren't expecting to see that inside a shipping container.
Oh, that's great, mate.
Loads of stuff in here.
Joe, can I have a rummage round?
You help yourself, guys.
Anything we're into, I'll bring up forward.
With pleasure, there's more room in there for you two.
Joe's stock is what you might call eclectic. World Wars, Boer War, you name it, all jumbled up.
There's all kinds of bits and pieces here. Table shells. That's nice, look at that.
We're meant to be looking for D-Day kit, but Bruce is like a kid in a sweet shop.
Joe, you got some really nice stuff here, stuff I've never seen. Just close the door, I'll sleep in here.
Keeping the boss on point is like herding cats up a hill.
Lovely stuff here. That's nice. That's nice. Right, while we're here, little grenade box. How much that? Yeah? How much that?
To you, 50 quid, Bruce.
I ain't even gonna argue. Lovely, thanks, mate. Yeah, nice, that's lovely.
You can always shift a grenade box, but suddenly I spot something I haven't seen before.
This dartboard.
Yeah.
It's fascinating me, right? What's the story behind that?
That was something that was sold by ARP Supplies.
Yeah.
Early on in the war.
Right.
It's called Blitzkrieg, and it was just a fun game played by darts.
Right.
World War was all-consuming. War movies, war songs, war books, and even war games. Typical Joe to have a Blitzkrieg dartboard.
How much that then, Joe?
About 375 on that, I'm afraid. It's a lot, but it's super rare. I've never seen another one.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. And it's quirky, so I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5. How's 2.5?
Ooh. 350, Bruce.
You've only knocked 25 quid off. Listen, 300. It's the most I can do. It's a dartboard.
Ooh.
Come on, 300.
Go on, then.
All right, there, 300.
Go on, man.
Another one done as well. I mean, it's the most expensive dartboard's ever been bought in history.
I'm betting that dartboard's one of a kind.
That's nice. Right, what's next, Tim?
You were saying you're feeling a bit peckish, Bruce, so I found you a little box of biscuits for the journey home.
This is right up our street. I mean,
You like that, do you?
Army issued, unopened pack, hardtack. The nearest thing I can imagine what hardtack biscuit today is like a bonio, but a square one.
The D-Day troops carried emergency rations like this in their knapsacks. These long-lasting so-called hardtack biscuits were made from flour, water and, if you were lucky, salt. A far cry from custard creams, but there was a war on.
How much that, Joe?
To you, Bruce. 100 quid.
100 quid.
There's probably 100 biscuits.
Exactly. I was just working out how much for a biscuit. Lovely, I'll have that, mate.
Thank you.
No problem with that at all, I like that.
I'll just stop him meeting them on the way home.
Yeah, we'll have a big flask of tea, you'll be well away.
Seems a lot for a tin of 70-year-old biscuits, but it's a bargain. And then I spot something that might make this trip very worthwhile.
Joe, can I wheel the well bike down, yeah?
With pleasure, Bruce, of
Okay,
course.
let's pull it out. I am obviously a little bit nervous because I'll probably need a seat to ask you how much this is.
Well, how deep a pockets have you got,
Put it
Bruce?
on there, eh? I mean, a well bike. For me, I've been trying to get hold of one. There ain't many original ones again.
Nope.
Produced for the airborne forces, loaded into containers, dropped out by parachute,
Yep.
reassembled on the ground.
Yeah.
The well bike was specifically designed as transportation for paratroopers behind enemy lines on D-Day. The manufacturers claimed it could be assembled and running in just 11 seconds.
Look, a little tag, pull the tag, handlebars fold down. I mean, this is down at the minute, but you can raise the seat up and down.
So
Look how compact that is.
Does it run all right?
Yeah, it runs fine.
As an ex-para, I'm passionate about all things para-related. And this strange little vehicle is something really special.
That's interesting to me. I mean, what sort of money would that be?
Ooh.
Brucey price.
You won't like it, Bruce. It'd have to be about 14,000.
14,000?
Yeah.
Joe, listen, 14 grand's just too much. I thought they'd go for about 9.5 grand.
Which wheel would you like, Bruce?
Ah, come on.
Come on,
you know,
you can come up a bit.
10 grand.
Best price, final price, Bruce. You bought a lot today. The very best would be 12,000, I'm afraid, and I think that's a bargain.
12 grand. All right, listen, on the cuff, I'll take a chance of that, Joe.
Good luck.
All right.
Look after it.
Okay, yeah, I will. Well, it won't want me sitting on it to start.
That's why I've sold this, not for me.
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
That's a big price tag for a little motorbike. But as unusual D-Day memorabilia goes, it doesn't get better than this.
Joe, it's been a pleasure, mate.
You're always welcome.
You look after yourself.
Good luck,
mate.
safe journey,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
mate.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Cheerio. Stop.
Bruce wants to display his precious piece of a Dakota that dropped fearless paras behind the enemy lines on D-Day.
Oh, what's the top?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I thought I was going to have the roller shut off then.
Which means carefully mounting it in the warehouse.
Right, well, there's the frame. It's got to sit on top of there. Hopefully stay there, because if it falls off, it's on top of that.
And I'm not at all sure this is going to work.
Oh, for Bruce, isn't it? I'll just put that up there. I'll be back in half hour.
Yeah. Just pop that up there. Yeah.
We've got a frame and a forklift, but this delicate fuselage is 70 years old.
Out
We'll
there?
get it nicely lined up, because once we lift it...
Yeah, we don't want to be moving around too much.
Right, I think that's about ready to lift up, I reckon.
OK.
One. Did that work?
No, you can see it twisting.
Dakotas were lightweight and delicate, and as we're lifting the fuselage up, it's starting to bend. So that snaps inside there, it's going to collapse.
Yeah.
And that'll be it, game over. Couple of ratchet straps, a wing and a prayer.
Yeah.
To add support and strength, we're fitting tension straps, like wires on a suspension bridge. And then all we've got to do is hope that them 70-year-old rivets don't pop off.
Yeah. This could all go horribly wrong, couldn't it?
If we mess this up, Bruce's precious D-Day relic will break into bits. As we start to lift, the fuselage starts to creak and groan.
Are you ready?
No.
Careful of the lights.
You can't see anything down there, can you? I don't shake it about too much.
Can it go up a bit?
Nice and gently. How much is this for?
It's what it falls on, I'm worried about.
No. How much room we got at the top?
About a foot, come on. Little more, little more. Okay, stop, 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 stop. Whoa!
Oh, it's bouncing, isn't it?
Bouncing? I said gently does it, not bunny hop it in.
Just a bit too much. A little bit. About 2 foot to go.
What's the top, Lewis?
Whoa, whoa. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Really close to the side of this here.
We're very nearly there.
Whoa.
Fit, all right? Oh, hang on a minute. I thought we was going round the other way.
You're joking.
No, it was going to be flying out the doors, wasn't it?
No.
No. Only kidding. No, it looks good, very good.
I think we may
Yeah, I think it's
done it.
Really well done, chaps, really good. That's my new little tea room up there. So they're the D-Day stripes, that's fantastic. I mean, they must have had that sort of colouring on it at one point, but it really brings it alive, there's no question about it. Go on, look, you put it in position, I'll look out the door, go on. There we go. My own little Dakota. Imagine the people that have leapt out of this door, you know? If only it could talk. I can't believe Ian phoned me earlier on to say that he's going over to Normandy to jump on the anniversary of D-Day out of a Dakota. And did I want to go? 6th of June is the 72nd anniversary of D-Day. The proposed jump is from a Dakota. Ian, an old paramate of mine, has thrown down the gauntlet. This is one jump I can't miss. And I wasn't going to get involved, but to be quite honest here, standing here now, I've got to jump out of one of these for real.
Well, you could jump out of it now if you wanted to.
Don't worry about that, I will be jumping out of this one. My mate Ian has invited me to join a party of fellow ex-paras on a jump. And not just any jump, it's for the anniversary of D-Day. In the same location as the real American airborne parachute assault, flying in a Dakota that flew on D-Day itself. It doesn't get any better. To do it, Freddie and I are in Normandy, in a village that both the American and British para-veterans visit every year. Just over 70 years ago today, just before the troops landed on the Normandy beaches, Allied paratroopers were falling from the skies here to engage the Germans. Well, here we are, St Mary-Cleys.
There's a lot of activity around here, isn't there?
This was one of the first towns liberated on the 6th of June 1944, and the whole town comes out to celebrate. Look at the way everybody's dressed here. Hundreds of Dakotas dropped thousands of paratroopers behind enemy lines to throw the German defences into chaos. This village, St Mary-Cleys, was a German stronghold and a key strategic target on the main road connecting Utah and Omaha beaches. It was a battle in which many paratroopers lost their lives, but was later portrayed in the great war film The Longest Day. I've got to show you something, Freddie. It shows you how intense the battle here in the square was. If you look here, there are bullet holes all in the railings, right the way down here.
There's another one there.
No. And you can see, you know, that's small arms fire. And in the square, paratroopers were landing, right, and they were immediately engaged in a firefight. It was like dropping into hell. The falling paras were easy targets for the Germans, and many died before they hit the ground. Some didn't even reach the ground. You'll see the guy hanging up on the church there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a true event. A guy did get hung up on the church. He had to stay there while there was a mass battle going on down here. He actually got shot in the foot, but he stayed up there for hours. But by the time they got him down, he was totally deaf because the bells had been ringing constantly. Taking this village was key to the success of D-Day because it cut off German positions on the beaches from their supply lines. Just 2 hours after it fell, the beach landing started.
And I can't wait to be able to do a jump here. Problem is, how are we going to find Ian? He's probably dressed up to the nines here, right?
Where are we supposed to meet him?
Well, he said he'd be behind the church, so...
Well, have a look there then.
Yeah, this is behind the church. Let's try and find him here.
Big old gaff, isn't it?
The jump I'm doing today is going to recreate what those brave boys from the 82nd Airborne Division did 70 years ago. The guys taking part are all ex-paras like me and Ian, and hopefully no one will be getting hung up on the church.
You got all the kit?
Mate, I got all your gear. There's
Lovely.
your boots. There's a wartime helmet.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And there's all your M42 uniform.
Well, that fit me, definitely.
Mate, it fits me, so...
OK, you sure you don't want to jump with us?
No, not after last time.
No, you sure?
3 years ago, Freddie broke his back making a jump just like this one.
Oh, that hurt my back, mate.
Stay there, Freddie. Stay there, mate.
Oh, I can't walk, mate.
It was dangerous in 1944 and it's still dangerous today.
Listen, I feel a bit underdressed here. Is this somewhere I can get changed?
There's a field over there, mate, with some cows in. You'll fit right in.
I like cows, but the house will do. I'll save that in the weekend. 2 seconds. What a beautiful looking aircraft.
I'm excited just to see this incredible Dakota, one of the few still flying from the 900 that took part in D-Day. And she's been beautifully restored to exactly how she was the night of the St. Mary drop on the 6th of June 1944.
Well, it's about time. We need to get it now into our gear.
Yep, okay.
So please, gentlemen, gear up and help each other.
The emotions are starting to well up inside me now. Pride, humility, with a little sprinkling of fear.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
You all right?
Right as ninepence.
Not 20 years old anymore, are you?
Don't worry about that. No, it's fine.
Of course, this is a walk in the park compared with the real D-Day jump. They leapt out of a plane in pitch black with 70 pounds of equipment strapped to them. As they descended into the town, light from the burning buildings allowed German snipers and machine gunners to spot them and pick them off. Those men and boys would have experienced real terror.
Hold on. Excusez-moi. I've come to the drop zone as I promised Sue I will keep an eye on her husband. Bonjour, monsieur, for the parachutist, oui?
Yeah.
Merci.
Shut up! We need communications with the cockpit.
As an old para, I've made plenty of jumps, but the day you become blasé about it is the day it goes horribly wrong. There may not be heavily armed Germans down below, but my nerves are still on edge.
Yeah, good idea in the pub, this.
You love it, mate. Don't worry about that.
Come on, Bruce, where are you? I respect Bruce's courage, but from personal experience, I know these drops can go wrong in a heartbeat. According to the jump plan, a wartime fighter plane is accompanying 2 Dakotas, and Bruce is in the first one and the first to go.
Oh, here they come.
Oh, he's got twists, look.
This isn't good. As I jump, I hit my shoulder on the fuselage, which sends me into a spin.
I hope that one ain't Bruce.
The drop isn't a big one, and I only just managed to regain control in time, and the ground is coming at me fast. Oh, man.
Bruce! Ian! Bruce! Bruce!
Over here.
What do you think of that, mate?
Mega. Marvellous. One of the best jumps I've had again. Absolutely fantastic. Mate, I had nobody near me. I went straight out, cut the twist, straight out control. Couldn't see where we were, but well done, mate.
Hello, mate.
Fantastic. Really, really good. Enjoyed it.
I've got to do this every week. I'm hooked.
I don't know why I even bothered worrying. And I already know I'm going to be hearing the story of this jump for weeks.
It's awesome being in the door because he had me in the door for quite a while. So we were flying around the landscape. Beautiful view, didn't we? What a stunner of a week I've had. Keeping alive the memories of those brave people who made D-Day happen. The freeing of millions of people started right here. The boys have put my very own Dakota in the air. Imagine the people that have leapt out of this door. And to top it all off, I followed in the footsteps of those heroic paratroopers who started the push against the Nazis.
What do you think of that, mate?
Mega. Marvellous. One of the best jumps I've had again. Absolutely fantastic. No! This time, I get an offer I can't refuse. I'm in, at a price to take your breath away. You want me to put in £500,000 for 1/3 of the project. I land one of the rarest tanks in the world. This, for me, is the best thing I could ever dream of getting. I stumble on a few military curios that tickle my fancy. This ticks the box in every possible way. And Freddie adds some bangs to my bucks.
You say that?
I'm Bruce Crompton. I buy, fix up and sell old military kit. What sort of figure are you looking for? €1 million. Yeah? Sounds like a deal. Hoos is my right-hand man. He keeps an eye on the cash.
We've got to make a profit on it.
Ex-Para Freddy is my weapons expert.
Yes.
Twins Nick and Phil run the workshop. There ain't a military machine out there they can't fix.
Did you say that?
There are worse jobs.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. If any of this stuff is really in this condition, we're on a winner, I'm telling you. I'm in the Czech Republic chasing the Shangri-La of military hoards. I've had a tip-off about a vast store of some of the rarest World War II tank parts in the world. So I've grabbed Freddie and flown to Prague. Listen, mate, I've got to tell you, these photographs are really setting my pulse driving. If this stuff is real, it's worth an absolute fortune. Look at that. An old Russian friend of mine, Dmitry, discovered this massive haul of tank parts in Moscow. He shipped it here to Prague so European dealers like me can get involved. He said, get yourself out here, have a look, and then phone him. And that's all he said. So we're going to go and see it, and then we'll make a call. To understand why getting my mitts on these tank parts could be the deal of my career, we've got to rewind to 3 months ago. Listen, chaps, come and see your latest surprise. No doubt you've seen something turned up. Over the weekend, a very large, very special parcel arrived. To me, it's Christmas, birthday and Easter rolled into one, and I'm bursting to show the boys. I couldn't sleep last night. I feel like a kid waiting to open me present. Can you guess what it is yet?
Well, judging by your poor Christmas wrapping, I would say it's a tank, bro.
Nothing gets past Eagle-Eyed Freddy. Grab hold of that, you ain't gonna believe this. Right, just pull it right back, ready, steady.
Hey, where's the panther?
Not just any tank.
No, panther.
You tell me you wouldn't be happy if that was at the bottom of your bed Christmas morning. This little beauty is a German Panther tank designed to fight the Russians. On the Eastern Front, the Germans were taking a terrible battering from Russia's main battle tank, the excellent T-34. The German answer was to copy what was best in the Russian tank and then improve it. The Panther, designed by Daimler-Benz and MAN, is widely considered the most effective battle tank of World War II. But thankfully, the Germans couldn't produce enough of them, and many were destroyed. That's what makes mine rare, and I mean very rare.
I mean, a Panther tank. There's only 4 running in the world. In my 40 years of collecting and doing stuff up, this for me is the best thing I've ever had, could ever dream of getting. At 1.5 million, this is the most expensive vehicle we've ever had our hands on. But with a Crompton authentic restoration, it could be worth a mind-blowing 5 million quid. This will be the best running Panther still in existence.
What's that colour? It's pink.
Pink Panther.
Yeah.
At the end of the war, the Panthers, as they came out the factory, they didn't have time to give them all their coats. So some come out in the red oxide with a splattering of Dunkelgelb over the top. Get up and have a look at it. Have a look inside, look.
Right. Can't believe what you've done, Bruce. This is what we've got here.
Not what you have got, it's what you haven't got. We ain't got an engine.
No engine. That a running Panther, you kind of need an engine.
And you want this running, yeah?
If there was an engine, I'd have made it too easy for you.
It's not just the engine. There's loads that's missing or broken. And tracking down original parts for a tank this rare could take time.
I will get on and sort that, but in the meantime, it's not as though we ain't got enough to be getting on with.
No.
I ain't going to be out of sleep for a month. I can't believe this is here. So, listen, you start enjoying it. I've got to go and make some more calls.
Cheers, Bruce.
Oh, blimey. Where do we start?
An authentic restoration of the tank will add millions to the value. But if I can discover the history of this particular Panther, the price will rise even further. Providence, as we say in the trade. So my Sue's on the case.
How are you getting on?
Not bad, it's getting there really.
I need to find all the books that relate to the Panther, right? We got to start moving, because if I can find any operational history on that tank, let me tell you, the price will go through the roof.
How about this one? Is this any use to you? Look.
Just?
Look, that one.
Yeah, that's Panzers at Saumur. That's about Panther tanks. That's great. We've got to try and find distinctive markings on it, serial numbers.
Yeah.
It's a detective story.
You know who could help you, don't you?
Who's that?
Hilary Doyle.
That ain't a bad idea.
My mate Hilary Doyle is a world expert on battle tanks. He's a right little Sherlock Holmes. If anybody can reconstruct the history of my Pink Panther, it's him.
I wouldn't mind having Hilary over here a couple of days to see if he can do any sort of detective work, all right?
Yep, I'm on it.
While Bruce investigates this Panther's history, we have to get the tank into the workshop. That means carefully lifting off the Panther's precious 5-ton turret.
Well, just hope this thing comes off all right. Do you think there's no bolts around the outside? I don't think there's any more holding it on, no. For sure. Well, we won't know until we try and lift it.
The Panther's gun turret was heavily armoured, cleverly angled to deflect enemy rounds, and had one of the most powerful guns of the war. If the Panther got hit, they'd sometimes take off the gun turret and use it as a fixed anti-tank gun. The gun turret alone is worth the same price as a brand new Ferrari. Not quite worth its weight in gold, but getting there.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that free?
We don't want to rip the turret or the tank, which is easy to do when bolts are hidden beneath metalwork.
Yeah, she's out. That's free now. Yeah. So far, so good. Okay. Coming round. That's good. Phew.
The trouble with acquiring one of the rarest tanks in the world is that authentic parts for it are equally rare. But what do you know? My mate Harvey Hoare, who lives just down the road, says he has some.
So we're going to see Harvey, but as I know, Harvey's a specialist on motorbikes.
But Harvey is a hoarder. He's been collecting German military items since the 50s.
Harvey assures me he's got some Panther parts buried in his shed. I just got to find them amongst the junk.
Harvey, how you doing? It's Bruce. All right. This is all new, isn't it?
Oh, this is, yeah, it's all
Is it?
sort of all part of the, the industrial complex. There you go, mate, all right?
Yeah, listen, this is, you remember Hoos, don't you?
Yeah, I remember Hoos, that's
Nice to
right,
see
yeah.
you, mate.
Harvey has an awesome collection of World War II bikes, but he'll happily talk about them till the cows come home, which is why I've bought Hoos.
Now, Harvey, I've got to ask you a favour, mate. You love motorbikes. He thinks he's Rockabilly Rebel. Can I go and have a mooch around on my own and leave you two lovebirds to look at motorbikes? Is that all right,
Don't
Harvey?
nick anything, Bruce.
No, I won't. Don't worry, mate.
While Hoos acts as my decoy, I can go on a panther hunt.
Oh, mate, I like this one. Look at this. This is like a rocker's bike, mate. Look, proper. That is the one, isn't it?
Well, it looks a wreck, but it's the most highly prized one here. That was in the bridge too far.
Really?
Yeah, years ago. And it's called a BMW R5, and it's 1936.
I bet that's what they used to have when they used to ride the bike. Look. There you go, mate. Easy rider. Harvey, I'll tell you what, mate. If you ever get this fixed, it'd be my honour if you'd let me ride it, mate, 'cause it's beautiful.
I will indeed. Yeah, I will indeed.
Yeah?
Provided you wear that hat, you know.
With the hat.
While Hoos plays Easy Rider, I'm having an old rummage next door. And I've managed to unearth a real gem for my panther.
Harvey, can we have a little chat about some of these bits and pieces?
I've come here for panther parts, but Harvey's got other bits he thinks will tickle my fancy.
We've got some personal effects here, Bruce. American, 1943, issued to the United States Forces.
What is it?
They condoms?
Yes, indeed. Prophylactics, yeah.
Why have you got condoms in your workshop? Am I missing something here?
Well, you wouldn't put them in the lounge, would you?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, look on the back here. An aid in preventing venereal disease.
Well...
I mean, these are wartime, yeah?
They're wartime ones, yeah.
At any one time during the First World War, 18,000 American soldiers would be out of action with a sexually transmitted disease. So in the Second World War, to keep their frisky GIs on the front line, they were given condoms. They even came in handy on the front line. Troops, getting a different type of action, would put them over the end of their guns to keep out sand and water.
Have you got anything else in there?
Yeah, there's these.
What, playing cards, are they?
No, not playing cards, no.
Stone the crows, Harvey's got a stash of saucy snaps.
Oh,
No, it isn't. No, they were issued to the troops to brighten things up a bit.
Let me get this right. So the American Army issued photographs...
They did, yeah.
...to their troops.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems bizarre.
If you think of the nose art on their aircraft...
Yeah.
I mean, B-17s, B-24s all had nose art, didn't they?
Nose art is what they call the beautifully crafted graffiti on the front of warplanes. American crews would paint pictures of scantily clad women to cheer themselves up and possibly distract the German pilots. One of the most famous, the Memphis Belle, was named after Margaret Polk, the girlfriend of pilot Captain Robert Morgan. The Belle became one of the first US bombers to complete 25 combat missions with her crew alive and survived the war intact, unlike Captain Morgan's relationship with Margaret.
Oos, they're the sort of bloomers you wear. Yeah. It does.
Gentlemen, we didn't come here for this.
No.
Yeah?
Harvey, that has really tickled my fancy.
I'll add these to my shopping cart, but first I need to do a deal on what I came for, the panther part.
I found this in that storage in there.
That's right, yeah. Coming off a panther.
It's definitely panther, no question
It is,
about
yeah,
that.
that's right.
It's not the hoard of panther parts I was hoping for, but this rusty bit of metal is a panther machine gun mount, which mine happens to be missing.
I mean, you just don't see these things. These things just don't survive. I mean,
yes,
what sort of money are you looking for that?
Well, it's so rare, Bruce. It's worth 1,500 quid.
I've got to be honest with you, Harvey. I mean, that's just a little bit too heavy. Obviously, I want to buy some bits and pieces. It is rare. I mean, I'd be prepared to go, I don't know, 750? How's 750 strike you?
Well, say 1,000, you know.
£1,000?
Yeah.
£1,000. All right, do that.
Okay.
Lovely.
It sounds crazy, but £1,000 is a good price for this, and it'll be worth even more attached to a genuine working panther.
I do like these. the fact that they're wartime, like condoms. I mean, they're interesting because they go in the fill packs and, you know. So how much are those two, Harvey?
Well, I reckon they're worth a tenner, Bruce, you know.
Yeah, tenner for the two, five
That's
each,
right,
yeah?
I
Lovely.
think
Now, the one thing that I don't know whether I should be buying, if I took these home, I don't know what my dear wife would say. I mean,
No.
they're really good quality photographs.
I think a chap like you ought to probably have them for free.
Lovely. No, that's very, very
yeah,
nice.
that's right.
Thank you very
Gets them
much
out of my
indeed.
way.
That's great. All right. But listen, before we disappear into the sunset, have you got anything else I'd be interested in?
Yep, I've got a technical manual, repair manual for the Panther.
You've got an original one?
Yep,
then, yeah?
I have. If you like, I'll go and get it.
Lovely. Not moving until I've seen
Nope.
it, mate.
I can't believe it. A Panther repair manual. It's like gold dust, especially to me.
That is it, Bruce, the one and only.
Blimmin' hell. That is an original as well, isn't it?
Workshop handbook for the Panther.
This ticks the box in every possible way.
Armed with this precious manual, the twins should be twice as fast fitting a new Panther engine as long as I can find one to fit.
This shows you how to completely rebuild the engine, everything.
Totally original.
It smells original.
It does.
Harvey, I'd love to own that. How much would that be?
Well, it's certainly worth £800, I think, Bruce.
I've got to tell you, Harvey, it's worth more than that. That manual is worth at least £1,000, and I'd give you £1,000 for that.
Yeah, OK then, mate.
Yeah?
That's very nice.
£1,000?
Yep.
Lovely. You've made my day.
Bought for £1,000, but this manual will save me that many times over in man-hours alone.
That is absolute for me, mate.
This manual has made me realise just how many rare parts I still need to get my Panther running. At this rate, it's going to take years to find them, let alone fit them.
Morning, Hillary. You made it then.
Oh, where the hell is this
Yeah,
thing?
down
huh?
at the sunny
Huh?
England you're in now. How you doing, mate? All right.
Great.
I've got my hands on one of the greatest and rarest World War II tanks, the German Panther. There are only 4 of these running in the world. But to make the tank even more valuable, I need to know its history. So I've called in legendary tank sleuth Hilary Doyle.
I can't wait to show you this.
I'm hoping he can help solve the mystery of where this Panther came from, where it fought, and how it met its end.
Anything you can shine a light on will help us, you know, trace the history of this.
Well, the first thing I can see, it has the ball machine gun mount on the front.
Right.
That was only introduced about the end of 43.
Right.
So that means it's a 1944 vehicle.
Well, that's a great start.
That's a
to start
start.
with.
Hillary is the Hercule Poirot of historic military vehicles. He's really that good.
OK, here we have something. Look, this piece here.
Yeah.
That's a remnant of the Zimmerit anti-magnetic mine paste.
Brave Allied soldiers would run up to the Panthers and try to attach magnetic mines to the side, hence the anti-magnetic paste.
Right.
OK, so you've got a magnetic thing. Oh, yeah,
Right,
see,
so
now
that
that
sticks on
sticks
it.
perfectly on that.
Don't stick on that.
It won't stick
still,
on it.
Look, it still works then, look.
What's really cool is that this pattern here comes from only one factory in the world, and that's the MAN factory in Nuremberg.
The guy's a genius. MAN built about a third of Germany's Panther tanks, and its factories were heavily defended. But in 1943, wave after wave of RAF bombers dropped 34,000 tons of bombs on the industrial heartland of the Ruhr Valley. German steel production was crippled. As a result, fewer Panthers rolled off the production line in Nuremberg. But mine was one of them.
So just by looking at this pattern on that anti-magnetic mine paste, this is now in a 6-month period of 1944, the first half of 1944.
Well, it's a good start.
Thanks to Hillary, the real history of this tank is beginning to emerge. I have to leave Hillary and the twins digging for clues, because I've had a call from a German dealer with a van load of Panther parts he's taking to a trade fair just outside Cologne. With original parts so hard to come by, I need to snap them up. So I'm taking Freddie to Germany to head him off at the pass.
I have to say, Bruce, you take me to some of the best places. What are we looking for here, anyway?
Right, listen, you've heard me talk about a guy called Michael Decker?
Michael Decker has spent his life scouring Europe for rare tank items. If I can prize some of the precious Panther items out of him, it'll be well worth the journey.
This don't look like a well-trodden route.
Like, we're going into tracks in the woods here.
You sure this is the right place?
Hang on, Carl. There, that's him. There he is. Van and trailer. That's
right.
Him. Oh dear, it's freezing. Michael, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Bruce.
I mean, a nice place to meet, I've got to tell you, in the middle of a wood.
You know me.
I know, that's what I'm worried about. This is Freddie.
Hi, Freddie.
You're loaded, yeah?
Of course.
Where's the Panther stuff in here?
The good things are in the car.
Tickety-boo, let's have a look.
Yep.
Ah!
Look.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. He's got a boot full of authentic Panther tank wheels. They don't look much, but these chunks of muddy metal are just what we're looking for.
Is that still got original paint and camouflage on?
Yes, it's a winter camouflage 1945.
Are they damaged at all, or?
No.
All complete, yeah? Really nice, yeah, very, very nice.
Bingo! These can replace the knackered wheels on my Panther. But while we're here, let's see what other booty he's got in the back.
All Panther, yeah?
Yes.
Some kind of fuel cap.
Fuel cap. Gears.
Gears and linkages.
OK. How much for that lot? Bestest Brucey price.
I need for all 2,800 euros.
That's what you need.
It's not so easy to find these parts. They are quite rare.
2,800. Listen, it's an untidy figure. 2,000 is a nice clear figure.
Maybe 2,600 would be fine.
Let's make it clean. 2,500 you've got to do. Come on. Can't feel my hands.
OK, before you get frozen here.
Yeah, OK.
2,250 quid is a very, very good price for this lot. The wheels alone have made the trip worthwhile.
What's the other things you have as well?
I'll buy this up off you, Michael, because my head's freezing.
OK.
What else you got there?
You like this, Bruce?
Is that your coffee, or...?
No, it's old coffee. Don't use it at home, because it's from 1940.
So that is actually military coffee?
Yes, yeah. Especially produced for Wehrmacht.
Unbelievable. It's beans. It's actually beans.
Yes.
Bloomin' hell. 1940.
When war broke out, luxury items like coffee that had to be imported became incredibly rare. To get their coffee fix, tank crews would make do by brewing up a mug of Ersatz-Kaffee, a bitter substitute made from roasted barley, chicory and acorns. You'd only find the real stuff on the black market, where it could change hands for 100 times its pre-war value.
I'd love to try that, you know. Do you reckon that's drinkable?
Probably got a bit stale by now, like.
Still be interesting, though, you know. Nice. How much that?
This is 10 euros.
Lovely. I ain't even going to argue about that. I like these bits and pieces.
That's 9 quid and a bargain. Original items like this add an extra touch of authenticity when you're kitting out a vehicle.
Michael, it's been emotional as always. Thank you very much. We're very happy. I've got to get out there before something comes out of them woods. I'll speak to you later on. Thanks, okay. Michael.
Thanks, bye.
I've picked up some cracking parts for the Panther, but there's so much more to find. And at this rate, I'll be drawing me pension before I'm finished.
We've landed one of the rarest of all World War II tanks, a German Panther. While Bruce is in Germany looking for parts, we've been tasked with finding out the secrets of this Panther with the help of legendary tank expert Hilary Doyle. If we can discover its history, it'll make it even more saleable.
Nick, Phil.
Yeah?
I think I've found something here.
Yeah, all right.
The Germans were meticulous record keepers, and we've discovered a chassis number that should tell us where and when it was built.
This is a database of all the known chassis numbers for Panther tanks.
Okay.
When we look at the dates,
yeah.
This vehicle was completed by MAN in February of 1944. So it would have been at the unit for the first time in April of 44.
Right. Line it up with the Normandy, wouldn't it? Normandy landings
absolutely.
for D-Day, yeah.
This is for certain.
Yes, it all fits, doesn't it?
All fits perfectly from Normandy.
Whoever the crew were in this tank very likely met a sticky end. In the final offensive of the Battle of Normandy, Polish, American, French and Canadian troops, supported by British tanks, more or less annihilated 4 German tank divisions, knocking out their Panther tanks, with as many as 60,000 Germans killed or captured.
Now, the next number in my database, this was also assembled by MAN in February 44, but lo and behold, this tank was photographed. I mean, that vehicle would have been assembled within a few days of this one here.
The exact configuration of these tanks changed during production, so having a photo of what our Panther would have looked like coming from the factory is like a dream. Only a super authentic Panther will get the £5 million price tag Bruce is hoping for.
We're trying to source an engine. It's a Maybach HL230. Yeah, Panther. The Maybach HL230? Yeah, we know how rare they are. That would be great. Thanks ever so much.
The biggest and rarest piece of my missing Panther tank jigsaw is the engine. And my Sue thinks she's found the real deal in a housing estate in Kent of all places. So I've whizzed back from Germany to take a butcher's, and to make sure I'm not sold a turkey, I'm bringing the twins along and give it the once-over. Now, Sue, bless her little cotton socks, right, has found this gentleman Royce down here, who maintains he has got a complete engine.
What, for real?
Now, for all I know, it could be a Ford Mondeo engine, but Sue has spoken to him and assures me that it is a Panther HL230 engine. So it's worth the roll of the dice, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
79, this is it, yeah.
Right,
Yeah, fine.
There we go.
All right, this got to be it, mate. You sure? Royce.
Oh, Bruce, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, seems like a really weird place to keep a tank engine.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
How long have you had it here then? I mean, is it...
Well, it's, my dad and uncles, they've had it here for about 25 years, maybe.
Fantastic. Oh, that's just marvellous. Can we go in and have a look, Royce?
Yeah, come on in.
Royce's dad is one canny collector. You never see engines in this condition. Oh, it is all there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all there.
Right. So where'd this one come from then, Royce?
This was found in France, actually, about 25 years ago. The old man and my uncle picked it up and brought it back. It's been sitting there ever since.
I mean, you just don't see them like this, do you? It's just crazy.
So it's all there, isn't it, boys? Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
Fuel pumps on it, yeah?
Everything, yeah. It's all there.
It does look as though it's in very good nick. This impressive-looking 12-cylinder engine was built by Maybach. Before the war, they built engines for airships like the Graf Zeppelin, which made the first commercial passenger flight across the Atlantic in 1928. Today, they manufacture luxury limos with Mercedes. But during the war, they churned out the engines that gave the Panther a top speed of 55 kilometres an hour. So what's the verdict then? Week to do it up?
Oh, yeah. Less than a week.
I mean, but beggars can't be choosers. I mean,
no,
you know,
I mean, overall, it's perfect.
Yeah? I mean, is it worth whipping these pipes off, have a quick look as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to get them out of the way to move it anyway.
You got any tools here, Ross? You can...
Yeah, I've got a screwdriver. I'll get the tube lever.
Lovely, cheers, mate. Yeah. Yeah. This fulfils everything we need to get that Panther running.
Absolutely.
Right, so, like, play it down a little bit, you know, wrong colour paint and all that, and anything that reduces the price. But we ain't leaving here without this engine today, all right? Royce's dad obviously knows this engine's worth a bob or two. Let's just hope he's not asking for the moon. Oh, here he is, lovely. Cheers, mate. No good giving it to me. Give it to one of these technical experts. So listen, Royce, obviously, come down here. I like what I see. Have you got an idea what sort of figure you're looking for?
I think I'd like to have 100 for it, to be honest.
£100,000?
Yeah.
No, see, I've got... it's nice and all that, but that's just a little bit more than I was expecting. 100 grand? It ain't even running. I'll see that at 70 grand, £70,000.
You just don't see them around, though, do you?
But whatever happens, there's a lot of work's got to be done to it. So, you know, I think 70 grand is a reasonable figure.
I could come down a little bit on 100. Don't want to come down much. I could do 90. Yeah.
If you'd agree to 80, I'll do the deal today, done, dusted, out your rear, you got the use of the garage again. That's a fair price.
80 grand, go on.
Lovely, OK. 80 grand. Ordinarily, I'd drive down the price, but with that engine, our Pink Panther will become one of only 5 running German Panther tanks in the world. It's an elite club and puts the value at a cool £5 million. Lovely, thanks a lot, that's great. I'll organise some transport. A 1-ton Panther engine isn't the kind of thing you fit in the back of a car.
That's it. Go on, keep going.
There we go. So we've had to call in the heavy squad. Don't look that big now, does it? That's out. Sure it's not a Skoda? That's great. Yeah, I'm pleased with that, really pleased. All right, chaps. I'm hoping for some very good news. How are we getting on, Hillary?
Brilliant.
Found anything?
Yeah, in the database.
Yeah?
We've tied it down to Normandy.
Oh, it is Normandy?
Oh, absolutely.
That's really good news, really good news. But the bad news is the twins have found that the Panther gearbox is kaput. It's taken a hit from some kind of round. So they take the gearbox out and are exploring it with some kind of optic, cable, camera thingamajig. Maybe we've discovered what killed this Panther. What do you reckon, Phil?
Well, I've had a good look around inside.
So you found anything?
Well, a lot of debris mainly. There's some damage, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is all debris down inside it. It's taken out at least a couple of gears, I would think.
Right, show me where the gearbox would be on the side.
OK.
Yep. Right, your gearbox would be about there.
There.
Well, that drives through.
Well, hang on. What about there? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Straight through.
And look at the angle of that.
Yeah.
Straight through there.
That's straight in line with where that hole is.
OK. Looks like we found what killed the gearbox, but the damage is way too small to have taken out a whole tank. I mean, obviously, if it had been an anti-tank gun or something, it would have blown the whole side
Big
out,
hole,
right?
yeah.
The whole side. Now, unlike that hole, that is a large hole.
Absolutely. Yeah, this one, that's been repaired. You can see the force of the impact. This thing, which is normally a perfect circular shape, has been buckled backward. So that thing must have been nearly hanging off.
That has knocked the track off. It's gone through that. It's obviously destroyed the drive mechanism there, right?
Yep.
They were told to aim for the track, you know, to disable the tank. And that's a beautiful shot. Whoever's hit that, that's a hell of an explosion. This is like tank CSI. We now know the factory that produced the Panther, we know when it was built, we know where it fought, and probably how it died. If we can find out what killed it, it'll be a royal flush, adding tens of thousands to the price. Have we get any idea what actually took this tank out?
I think it's a 6-pounder firing at relatively close range, so maybe 400 or 500 yards.
What about something handheld?
You've got things like the anti-tank weapons, the British Pier, the American bazooka type, but you'd have to be a brave person to get that close to this thing.
Lucky shot.
Right? But again, how do we find out? Time to crack open some anti-tank weapons. The final stage of our Panther investigation is to find out what type of weapon caused the damage which took our Panther out of action. That kind of provenance can bump up the price considerably. What a lovely lads, you've done a cracking job. They actually do look like tanks.
What the hell is this?
Listen, right, we're trying to work out whether the Panther was taken out by an anti-tank gun or a bazooka. So the boys have set up 2 simulated tanks.
Right.
One for the anti-tank gun, one for the bazooka.
What you got here is quite a late war, 5-wheel, tippy-uppy, SKIP, Mark II.
Tippy-uppy.
The steel plates at the front are exactly the same thickness as the armour on a Panther tank. We'll fire at both and compare the damage.
Right, let's get some targets on them and see what damage we can do, yeah?
Can't wait. Come on, let's get going.
Right, first things first, bazooka. Right, Freddie, you're going to load for me. Everybody take their ear defenders. Now remember, there's a back blast on this, as well as a projectile going forward, so stay well away from the rear of this.
The American bazooka is a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher. It was the first infantry weapon capable of reliably destroying a tank, but only if it got up close.
So we're going to ask you all put your ear defenders on. Freddie, load me up.
Fire in the hole! Yeah, boy! That's a good shot!
That's how you shoot something like that. Great, you can see how getting reasonably close, you're going to hit the target and you're going to hit it every time. And it does what it says.
Packs a bit of a punch, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Right, that's that one done. Let's go and test the other one out.
Yeah.
Next up is the 6-pounder, the British Army's main anti-tank gun. It has an effective firing range of 1,500 metres and usually needs a crew of 6 to operate.
This is the type of weapon that would have been fired against the Panthers in France and in Normandy. So let's see what damage we can do with this. Right, you get in position, Freddie, I'll load. Load! Fire!
Did you see? That is brilliant!
Done. Dear, oh dear. The tyres are everywhere here, look. Spun it completely over, look. Where's the plate? Let's go and have a look. Bloody hell, look.
Look at that!
Certainly
Right.
made a mess.
Well,
God!
I've got to tell you, I told you I'd hit it. Look, look.
If you was a soldier firing a bazooka at that, you'd be thinking about your next move now, wouldn't you? Because that's still going to be bearing down on you.
It certainly wouldn't have made the hole that we've seen in that Panther. So, I mean, it's done a bit of damage. And that's the same thickness that's on the Panther.
That doesn't resemble anything on the Panther
No,
at
no.
all, does it?
No, nothing at all.
That's made a bit of a mess. This is a fairly clean hole we're looking for, isn't it?
That's definitely ruled that one out for me. Right, let's go and have a look at the other one. Can you see the plate, Oos?
Plates here, look.
There's not much left to look at.
Look. There's a massive hole in it, mate.
Oh, well, there you go. Look.
It's gone right through.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Look what that's done. Now, that's more in line with what is on the Panthers. Definitely, in my mind, the thing that stopped it. Right, so we know what weapon took it out, where it was taken out, and believe me, that will increase the price dramatically. Now, all we've got to do is get you a shovel so you can have a clear up.
Who's paying the skip?
Well, that's your department, mate.
Mate, look at the state of it. We're going to have to pay for this.
Or you can get in and mend it.
I ain't mending nothing, mate, I tell ya.
Whilst Hoos clears up the wreckage from our tank test, I've got wind of a dream deal going down in Prague that could solve all my rare Panther part problems, which is why me and Freddie have hot-footed it over there. Come on, Freddie, let's get going. Let's get there on the quick. An old friend of mine called Dimitri has found a huge haul of rare and untouched tank parts in Russia, and he's had them shipped to his warehouse in Prague, and I want in on the deal. Taxi, lovely. Not only could this really help with my Panther restoration,
Thank you.
the other non-Panther parts from a collection this big could bring in millions. Dimitri's arranged for us to meet one of his workers at his warehouse, a bloke called Alex, who can show us around.
Yeah, look, there's stuff here. No! Mate. I can't believe this. Bruce,
Alex. Nice to meet you.
Freddie.
Hi, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Here. Mate, this is like we've run the lottery here, mate. We have won the lot. Alex, can we look round?
Yes, please.
Bruce has got that look in his eye. It's like a lion that's just spotted a juicy antelope.
I've never seen so much material in one place in my life. This is incredible, Freddie. This may look like 150 tonnes of old rusty scrap to the untrained eye. But rare tank parts like these are almost priceless to restorers and collectors. I'm in heaven here. I mean, I've gone to heaven. Look at the Panther wheels. There's all the Panther parts we could wish for, but so much more. There's enough parts to build other tanks from scratch. Look, Stug body.
I've never seen so much stuff in one place, Bruce. It's undamaged.
It's complete top armour of a Stug. That's incredible. Look at the track here. The Stug assault gun was basically a massive gun on tracks and was used for supporting German infantry. These things are rarer than an honest scrap dealer. No wonder he told us to get down here on the quick. I've got to be part of this, mate. When he said, here's a lot of stuff, I never in my wildest dreams thought we were going to walk into something like that.
This is insane, Bruce. Absolutely crazy.
Listen, I've seen enough. You carry on having a look round, mate. I've got to phone him on the old dog and bone, mate, because I'm telling you, I'm in here. I'm in this up to me neck. I ain't been this excited since my wedding night. Dimitri, yeah, we're here. Listen, fantastic. I'm in. I'm coming to see you immediately. Lovely. I'm amazed. Cheers, mate. Bye. Come on, we're off.
Where are we off, Bruce?
Moscow.
What, Russia?
No, Moscow in Essex. Moscow in Russia. Of course we're going to Moscow.
Yeah, but you said we're only going away for a day. I've only got one pair of underpants.
Oh, we'll buy you a set. It's got to be a shop somewhere. I've barely had time to catch my breath, because Freddie and I are now in Moscow to meet my mate Dimitri to do the deal. Dimitri, how the devil are you, my friend? All right? We're here, as ordered. Sit yourself down.
See ya.
Dimitri, I've got to get straight down to business. We've been to see the stuff, and I've got to tell you, I'm blown away with it. It's fantastic.
Bruce, the thing why I called you and why I'm offering this deal to you is because you're the world best expert in restoration. Only you are the one who can push this deal forwards.
Thank you very much indeed. It's very, very nice of you to say that. Did you hear that? World expert. I always know when somebody says something that nice to me, they're going to ask me for a ton of cash.
The thing is very simple. For £500,000, you are in deal. It's the 1/3 of what we paid with our partner.
So, to be absolutely straight, you want me to put in £500,000 for 1/3 of the project. You have got a deal, my friend. There you go, shake the man's hand. That's, for me, probably the best deal I've ever had, Dimitri. Now, I don't shake hands on 500 grand willy-nilly, but this deal could finish my Panther, and restoring those other tanks could earn this partnership millions. Dimitri, I can't thank you enough. I'm overwhelmed with our deal. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
I'm on board, and Dimitri, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. I might be £500,000 down, but I'm in heaven. What a time I've had. We started the most valuable restoration project I've ever taken on. I mean, a Panther tank. I can't believe this is it. Then I find all the parts I need to restore it in a warehouse in Prague. Mate, this is like we've run the lottery here, mate. And I discover what took out this £5 million baby all those years ago.